Patreon.com/the Walk-Off Podcast. $4 a month gets you in there.
If you're watching this right now and you haven't hit the like button, Billy, get on it. Bug your brother. Tell him to do the same.
Last one, and then we'll get out of here, is from Jeffrey Harris, who says, Danny Jansen's second injury. And this comment comes because I think this is our predictions episode last week when we were predicting over-unders and who plays more at catcher or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Jansen, in my head, is an injury concern. Right?
You're not alone.
He's not the catcher position in general, other than like JT Realmuto, you just don't see many catchers back there 130, 140 times a year anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a squad position at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with goalies in the NHL, you used to see more goalies playing 60, 70 games 60, a year.
70
and
games,
it's just a much more of a 50-30, 45-35 kind of a split. So it is what it is, but I think that's a factor in me thinking that Danny Jansen when you look at his baseball reference, 31 games, 107 games, 43, 70, 72. So obviously the first season, 31, rookie season, called up midway, almost nobody has 150 in their first season, right? 2020, he played 43 games. That was the COVID season, so there was only 60 there anyways. And I think
he was almost a full-time catcher.
Almost full-time, right? Yeah, that's 120 plus games over the course of 162.
That was the year Kirky was called up.
There you go.
Because Danny was stuck in the big one offensively.
Yeah. I can't remember the comment we got last week, but I was complaining that Baseball Reference and all their columns didn't have a injury history. At the very right side, it says they were Silver Slugger, they were third in MVP votes, all these things. And I wanted a breakdown of how many games they missed for what injury on that log line. And my apologies. Someone pointed out that Spotrac has a good injury tracker.
Nice.
So whoever that nameless hero is, I appreciate it. Went to Spotrac. I go to Spotrac all the time for contract details.
Yeah.
Here's the injury history, and this is broken down exactly how I want to see it for Danny Jansen. I just want all the stats next to it. But Danny Jansen so here's his complete injury history. He's missed time on 4 instances. The first one was 2021, hamstring injury, missed 4 weeks. Again, hamstring injury, missed 10 weeks. No, not 10 weeks. My math is off. 6 weeks the second time. Then last year, right out of spring training, oblique injury, missed 5 weeks. And then a broken finger, missed 5 weeks. So that's the comment. That's what the comment gets to here. Jansen's second injury last season was caused by a pitch that hit him in the hand. So not really his fault, but it adds to the aura that he missed time last year. And it was all because he's some sort of delicate flower. So
interesting enough, too, the 2 hamstring injuries you brought up in 2021, because if you look at what was the distance between them?
20 days. I know where you're going with this, and I love it.
Guaranteed it's the same injury. Guaranteed
he came back too soon. Yeah. And that's the thing with hamstring injuries, and that's why they're always something to worry about, is because it can just be something that nags at you all season long, especially as a catcher in that squat position with a hamstring. Yeah. No thanks. So, yeah, I'm looking at this, and it's really 2 injuries over, 4 seasons? 5 seasons now? Like, we're into the 6th, but yeah, 5.5 seasons. Really, two injuries. So, yeah, this is chef's kiss.
Thank you so much for bringing this up. And it's funny because Jays fans, we know this, right? But you follow it along enough, and there's enough of a time lapse between them, and all of a sudden it's 2023, and you're like, Danny Jansen's pretty injury prone.
Yeah,
but it's been 2 injuries,
and because of the way catchers are managed nowadays, league-wide, but especially with the Blue Jays, who love to have a timeshare at catcher, You know, he's either been split
in best catchers in the league.
And even when Danny came up, it was him and Reese McGuire before Reese McGuire fizzled out and was traded away, right? But it was the same thing. That was the plan was, well, we're going to have these guys that can play 80-ish games each, right? One's a lefty, one's a righty. I mean, it didn't work out, but now we're in the same boat with Kirk, right? So, yeah, when you just quickly look at his baseball page, you go, oh, yeah, 70 games here, 70 games there, and then in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, he is on the IL a lot, so it's an easy shortcut for your brain to make, even though you know better. But so, all right, let's let Danny off the hook. Maybe he's not such a delicate flower. I don't think I ever thought he was, but it is. I'm just hopeful. If we can get 90 to 100 games out of Danny Jansen this year, I'm going to be thrilled.